Right.
Yay! It's Wednesday and we have guests joining us today. My husband Manny is here. I believe that Mr. Pat is going to jump in at some point from over there at PurePlantOils because we have a special topic on our live Q&A all about men's health. And then after we kick them out, we're going to talk about some, Father's Day gifts and ideas for things like that, or just the men in your life, right? The people who we care about, the guys in our life. We make a lot of spa products that they certainly can enjoy, but some things, like beard oils and things. I mean, I guess some of us ladies could use it, but for the most part, it's just the guys who need the beard oil. So anyway, so let me go ahead and start by introducing all of us that we have today. We have our wonderful partner, Miss Joan Sberro from bosqueom Essentials.
Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday to you. Miss Tammy and Pat Lane from PurePlantOils.
Woohoo! Yeah. Happy Father's Day early to all those wonderful fathers and men out there and male acting counterparts.
Yes, exactly, right? All of those wonderful influences that are so important in our families. Our lovely partner, Miss Susan Velazquez from epiphanyeo Essentials.
Hi, everybody.
Hello. DianaWellnessisEssential from RavensNestEssentials.
Hi, happy Wednesday.
Happy
Cheers
Wednesday.
to dads.
Yeah. Cheers to the dads, right? And I'm not sure where she's coming from, but she's here with us today. We have our wonderful gal on the go, Miss Romelia Rodriquez Walters from CasaWaltersEssentials. Where are you coming to us from now?
I'm on somewhere getting on I-25 now. I'm headed home. Finally headed home. Been out and about all day. Hi, everybody.
Yes, and she's not driving. She's just participating.
No, I gave that up just now.
yeah. You kind of get people, you get that side eye, right? It's like, no, she's fine. It's okay. She's not driving. All right, so we've got some great questions, things that we asked our partners and people in our lives, and then the ones that just kind of come up a lot about some topics that have to do with men. Oh, I'm sorry. This is Manny from RavensNestEssentials. I'm so sorry. I just looked over and realized.
Howdy.
Forgot to introduce him, and I'm Kari. So we're going to dig into a few of these, like I said. So the first one, let me look here at our wonderful list, is do you have a favorite doTERRA product and why? I'm putting you on the spot here.
All right. Well, I think I would say Balance, because it was really the first one that struck me. It's one of the first oils I smelled, and I remember smelling it and having a positive reaction to it, like getting little goosebumps and thinking, wow, this product or this product line must be really high quality, because it just blew me away.
You had a positive experience.
Yeah, I had a positive experience, and then I find it calming. But also the LLV is my go-to. So that's
Hey, we've hijacked another man.
Webb.
Mr. Brett has joined us over there at Wellness is Essential with Brett. So Balance. I think Balance is
my favorite.
A tried and true favorite for a lot of people, but I've noticed that it resonates well with men. It's just got such a great, balance. I hate to use the word, but I don't know. It's not
grounding.
Even
it's really grounding.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Super grounding.
I know that Pat loves that one too. I can speak on his behalf because we go through bottles and bottles of it. He he puts like a bunch on the bottom of his feet every day before he puts his shoes and socks on, and he does it here with his deodorant, and so that's a go-to for him in addition to all of his beard oils and stuff.
And the lifelong vitality.
Yeah.
Huge. All right, Brett, we're putting you on the spot. What's your favorite thing that doTERRA wise that you use? What do you like the most?
Well, I know the ones that I use the most consistently are probably the metabolic blend and Slim and Sassy, the oil, both. I put the oil in the water and I take the metabolic blend every day because I really feel like it helps me with my metabolism. It slows down as you get older, and I don't want it to.
Right.
I knew there was something sassy about you. Yeah, no, it's awesome, right?
If I can't be one, I'll be the other.
Right. Well, you've always been slim. So it's just an uptick in your sass level. That's all that we were talking about. No, but it is really good. And you're huge on Mito 2 Max.
Oh yeah. I love that.
Because I thought he wasn't going to be able to make it. So I had him kind of pre-answer the questions. And Mito 2 Max is right in there coming after LLV.
Yeah. I feel like it gives me great energy and no crash. Like that. It's one of my favorites for sure.
Yeah.
And I take it with my LLV.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been really enjoying it too. Okay. So does anyone else have a favorite that they have? Yeah, go ahead, Romelia.
So my chauffeur over here.
Oh, yay, Mr.
chimed
Matt.
in.
Hello.
And he does. He's there. he said his favorite is Deep Blue. The Deep Blue rub one. He uses that all the time. He has his own tube at work, and those cute little roller tubes that we get with our relief kits. So he has that one too, but he has a really big tube, the larger tube at work. He uses it primarily for his back and sometimes on his feet whenever it's been a really long day. And then I would think next to that, because it's something that he takes every day, is the Lifelong Vitality. Because that just changed everything for him.
Yeah. Yeah. That Deep Blue on your feet, when we were in like the parks and stuff, like in Disney or places like that, if you put Deep Blue on your feet at the beginning of the day, oh my gosh, it's like you can just walk no problems, no sore feet,
right?
Unless you have like chafing shoes or something weird like that, but none of that typical like foot swelling or soreness. Deep Blue before you work out and walk is such a great tool. Joan's shaking her head yes. Do you use it before your walks or any workouts? Or
I do. I use the joint roller blend that I make on my knees and ankles and like tops of my feet. And then I put the Deep Blue rub on top. I do knees, calves, shins, feet before I put my shoes and socks on and before I go on long walks or go for runs.
It makes a huge difference. And it's one of those like proactive choices, right?
Yeah.
Like you're gonna try to
Get ahead of it.
Yeah. So really good. All right. So let's see here. Our next question is, well, it kind of ties to this one. I'm going to skip it actually. It's which one thing do you think you couldn't live without? So let's go ahead and do it. So we've had a few of your favorites. What's the one that you're just like, no, can't go without it?
I'd say LLV, just because it's such a baseline health thing.
Yeah. LLV on Manny's part. All right.
Yep.
Brett, can't live without it. Which one?
Yeah, I think probably the Mito 2 Max is like Manny's saying. I take them both together, and it definitely, the days that I'm busy doing something and I happen to miss it, I definitely notice a difference. And since I take them together, it's hard to separate the two. But yeah, I really think the Mito 2 Max is a huge benefit during the day to keep your energy level going.
Keep you
Nice.
firing all day. All right. How about Mr. Matt over there? Is it going to be Deep Blue?
Would you, if you could only have one, the Deep Blue rub or the Lifelong Vitality?
Long life out there.
Hit the LLV.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that Pat is trying to join in. Is that Pat trying to?
Yeah.
Matt.
The wino.
Pat. We got Pat, Matt, Brett, and Manny. Okay. So we'll let Pat get connected here and then we'll ask him these questions. We'll come back to you there, Pat. Okay, so let's take a look now. What's your favorite diffuser?
I like the Lumo and the Volo
Yeah.
because they have really good output and good long times. You don't have to refill them a lot.
Yeah. We're big on like not have to refill it all the time
Low
around
maintenance.
here. I love the Volo. I'm impressed you know the names. That's really good. Like straight up. Brett, do you know which one is your favorite?
Well, I actually like the Pilot because it's very portable. It's that real small version, and you can carry it around with you. You can bring it where you're at. You can put it in the car if you wanted to. So yeah, we take one of those, and whenever there's a bad smell or whatever, we're putting it wherever the smell is, and I'm not saying I carry it around, but
so it follows
thought
you
you did.
everywhere.
it goes where the smell goes.
But you take it
I
with
just
you.
wear it as a necklace. That's all.
All right.
Yeah, like Mr. T, Mr.
Nice.
B and his
Yeah.
diffuser.
Yes,
Be-
exactly.
Hit in the pool.
I love it. That's so funny.
In
But it's-
lieu of showers.
Now, didn't you take the one? Is that the one that you were taking with you when you had to work in the office at like the desk plug-in one, or was that a smaller one? Didn't you have one?
No,
That you-
Your office.
I took the really big.
Bolo.
Is it the Bolo?
The
Yeah,
Bolo,
the really big one
Onyx.
is still on my desk,
Oh no!
but the other one we carry. We use it all around the house, so it gets used even more.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, it gets carried around. I know the pilots.
We're waiting, and he's not looking.
I know, he's
Yeah.
walking.
Joan, is the pilot still your favorite, or did you switch over now to the La Luz?
I would say overall, the Pilot is my favorite. I mean, I love the La Luz. I love the pedal, right? And they're like go-tos. The pedal is that workhorse, and that one's beside the bed. That's overnight. It's what I have in the studio for sure. But the Pilot is with me all the time
Yeah,
right now. Yeah.
like right now. See, I like that one. Show that one again. That's the one that you can get. So if you're
Is
on
that
the
the Pilot?
podcast, it's the dark charcoal gray.
I just ordered another one.
So beautiful. So snag that if you're listening or watching, because they're going fast. So does Matt have a favorite diffuser?
It's the Pilot.
The
He really
pilot.
likes it because
Right,
it's,
see?
it's small, it's portable. He can take it around with him. He can have it at the desk. He can take it over to the bicycle if he's on that and whatever. He just really likes that one. And he says it's cool looking.
It is
It
cool
is.
looking.
It's cool looking.
It is. It really is.
Wait till he gets his black one. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh, good. No,
It's really
he
good
wasn't
looking.
supposed to know that.
Oh, I mean, no, it's not. He's not getting any. They're not. No. Yeah. So that's. I think that those are great. So that's funny because some like you like to not have to keep refilling it, and everybody else likes the more portable version. But when you traveled back when you were traveling for work, you took the pilot with you,
Yeah.
and that was like great for hotels, great for in the car, especially rental cars and stuff. You know, be able to put in on guard and get rid of whatever crappy smell was in there. We're getting like the golf game video on the bottom here. This is Pat trying to juggle both parts of life at the same time. We'll catch him. He'll catch us.
Football cam.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I had to mute just because we were
That-
catching the wind and them talking, but go ahead. Sorry, Brett.
Oh, I was just gonna say we're gonna catch him using his pilot diffuser while he's golfing. So
Right.
Yeah.
Actually, you know, I think he's going to say his favorite diffuser is probably his beard.
Oh, yeah, he probably will say
Because
that.
he fills it with so much. There he is. Hey,
Oh,
There's his
there's
club.
his golf club.
Yeah, and actually that works really well. We've had a few guys who talked about like when they're working or when stressed, putting some oils in your beard can really.
I think
'cause
you can
get
talk
that-
now. Can you unmute him? Hey,
Yeah,
can you talk?
I can't unmute him, but I asked him to unmute.
Oh,
That's-
okay.
That's all I can do there. Okay, so let's move on and we'll catch him as soon as he's ready to be caught. So what's in your gym bag?
Hey.
If you're going back to the gym these days, right? What do you use for workouts basically?
Hey, you. Pat, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
What's
Yeah.
your favorite diffuser?
One next to my bed, and I don't know which one that is. It's the old style. Looks like a little beetle.
It looks like a little what?
Beetle.
Beetle.
Looks like a
beetle.
beetle. Yeah.
It's this one.
Oh, looks like a beetle. Wow, the pedal. Nice. All right, Pat, while we have you, one more question. What's your favorite product that you can't live without? doTERRA.
I can't live without. Oh my goodness, that's a good question. The one I can't live without is probably my LLVs, but you know, lemon I use every day. So if I didn't have lemon in my water, that to me would be, the worst.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm going to pick up a ball out of a trap.
No, you're good. You're good. It's kind of fun. You're kind of bringing the masculine, golf game, Father's Day vibe right now, where it's
Well,
it's working.
I definitely love Mito 2 Max also.
Yeah.
Days like this, especially when you're running out and trying to do what I'm doing at 55 years old. I took 2 Mito 2 Max and I feel great. Not playing that great, but I feel great.
Right. You're having fun doing it, right?
Yeah. And why don't you
Awesome.
ask Steve? Because he uses the products too. Ask him.
Can't do it. He's way on the other side.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Right.
Like,
No
oh,
problem. All right. All right. We're gonna let you keep playing there, Pat. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Keep
You
chiming
bet.
in.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, you guys. I couldn't stay longer. Love y'all. Bye-bye.
oh, bye.
He's good. That's hard to do. I've been
Yeah.
there where you're trying to juggle like that. Okay, so let's move on. I think we've only got a couple more for the guys before.
Sir, he's our man on the course.
Yeah, see, we've
Here.
just got reporters
Yep.
everywhere, right?
Right.
Pat on the street.
So Manny, okay, let's get back to what's in your gym bag. We didn't actually get to do that. So what are you using for workouts?
Well, they put that athlete's kit together that really has everything you need, right?
Yeah,
The deep blue and the
it's got lavender,
Peppermint and
breathe, peppermint,
tea tree,
on guard,
yeah.
melaleuca.
and breathe. Yep.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
and it comes in that. It's right next to our bed right now. It comes in that nice
Little
kit.
case.
That thing is nice because you can just toss it in your bag.
Yeah.
Brett, you're a workout guy. Are you there?
Hold on, it takes.
Yeah.
I think they froze up
Yep,
a little.
I'm here.
Oh,
Maybe-
okay.
there we go.
What do you
Yeah,
what's your
I,
no.
Well, I mean, like what's in my gym bag all the time, obviously, is the balanced deodorant. You know, I kind of try to unstinkify with that. And then the biggest things is I put the oils inside my in my water bottle. You know, the peppermint. I use a combination of peppermint, wild orange, and grapefruit. You know, so each one of them has its own benefits, and but the combination of the two is what I usually have in my gym water.
Ooh, that's a good idea. I like that.
Yeah.
That's it. All right, guys, you're free. We're cutting you loose. I don't think we have any more that require you. I mean, you can hang, but thank you so much though for popping
Sure,
in and
good
just
to see
sharing
everybody.
your favorites of everything. And I know Manny's got a meeting to head off to.
Yeah.
But oh yeah, Romelia is, I'm sorry, I just caught the chat that says Romelia is our roving reporter. Apparently so is Pat, coming live from the golf course out there, right? From the links or whatever.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're going to dive in on some great other questions. So
See
the
you
next one,
guys.
Bye, Manny. Good to see you.
Hi guys.
the next one is one that we get all the time, and it's for men or women, and that is about that high blood pressure protocol, right? So this has been such a big part of our team, I think, because so many people on our team have used this to reduce blood pressure and have had really good results. I think Romelia, you were the first to sort of dive in on using this and really kind of getting some great results, and it's been spreading through the whole team. Can you share with us what is in that? Like, what is the protocol for it?
So definitely starting with lifelong vitality. That really just sets that whole foundation. And I know that that was very instrumental for helping Matthew. So the oils that I use in the veggie capsule, and this one you can totally call it the high blood pressure pill. At least that's what we do in our house. It's frankincense, copaiba, ylang ylang, bergamot. So I do have rosemary in there, and you will read in places that rosemary should not be used for people that have heart condition, but rosemary has been really helpful for Matthew. And he hasn't had any adverse effect on that. If you're cautious about it, just eliminate the rosemary. And I only use 2 drops each of frankincense, copaiba, ylang ylang, and bergamot. All of those are really great for heart health. When I was down away from Matthew, and of course we didn't do any of the prep of the oil kind of thingies. He did really well with just the ylang ylang underneath his tongue. So if you can't do the rest of it, reach for that one, because that one has a lot of support in all the articles and science related research papers that you can find. This one was really instrumental in moving him in that direction. So definitely lifelong vitality in that. In the very beginning, we did have a roller ball that had like so many different oils in there. With the frankincense again, there was some really other key ones that were in there were helichrysum, basil was in there too. Those two are really great for supporting the heart too, heart health. But if you guys are lucky enough to score that roller ball of DiVana back in December, or even the ones that they had, you know, they were giving away for people that were doing super duper with enrollments, that one right there has replaced it. Because he didn't use it on a regular basis anyway. It was just like whenever he remembered. Yeah, anymore. In the beginning, it was totally instrumental and just rolling it on the sides of, you know, where the carotids are, once a day. And when he just wasn't consistent with that. So when this DiVana came out, it's not something that he, you know, is going to use all the time, but it is so wonderful for that. And that's how we use it here at home. We have like 3 rollers of that, and we're not using them for anything but for Matthew. He doesn't mind the scent. He actually thinks it's kind of very subtle. It's not an overpowering floral scent. So he doesn't mind it at all. But that one, if you guys have that one in your stashes, pull it out for this. It's a fantastic use for it. But yeah, that's what we did, and we still continue to.
Yeah. Well, because you started off with like sort of like the super discipline, the roller ball.
Absolutely.
Getting
Absolutely.
started. And then that was for maybe a year, would you say?
It was almost 8 months. When I was very careful as far as weaning him off of his other medication.
Right. He wasn't. Didn't he just jump off?
Yeah, he was just, I think it was like 2 weeks before I said, okay, I think we're ready. I think we're ready to go 100% here. It's like, well, I haven't even taken them in a couple of weeks. So yeah, we're ready.
I'm like, oh, okay, well.
And it was just, you know, our comfort level. There wasn't anything out there that gave us direction on how often or, you know, how many days and those kind of things. It was just really our own, well, my comfort level in getting to that point to saying, okay, we're here 100%. But I think too, because that's been like, what, 2 years now? I think too, what has helped too, it's a whole lifestyle change that followed. It wasn't just, you know, using that lifelong vitality in the oils. There were other pieces that we had to address too. We had to address just, you know, nutrition was huge. You know, we had to look at what we're eating and what we're putting on the table. That is there anything that you're taking every single day, you know, taking in every single day that's really affecting that. And then just movement, not so much as that hardcore exercise kind of thing, but just move. Yeah, work is very physical for him, but that's muscle memory. You get to a point where that's muscle memory and your heart's not working as much as it needs to be. So we had to incorporate that, different levels of movement. So it wasn't just that piece. There were those other key issues that we had to address too for the whole picture. But now, like I said, we're at that place where we're just maintenance. And I honestly feel too that the oils played a major part in that, into where his body was able to adapt to a whole new situation. And he didn't have that stress on his system anymore. And it really just, we're in a lovely place right now. And it's just so awesome to be here to not have to worry, you know, just make sure you take your oils in the morning, make sure you take this, and we're good. We're good.
And it's been, like you said, like 2 years. So it's not one of those things like you're going to start it and tomorrow, you know, you wake up to a different.
Oh, absolutely not. We're on maintenance mode and it's working, and there's no sense in us tweaking that.
Yeah, I think that's amazing. That's awesome. Diana, you guys have done you're pretty much a very similar recipe, right? Have you guys had good luck for the high blood pressure?
We really haven't moved up past using the cassia on the feet.
Okay.
And
that's been working.
Generally, that's morning and night. Yeah. And, yeah, he just does that when he remembers. But I mean, he's right that the blood sugar component is really, really obviously part of him because he likes he's got a sweet tooth, right? So he just that Slim and Sassy has really supported him in that sense, in helping him deal with that whole the blood sugar and all of that stuff, because I think that's a big component for that. And then plus stress, being able to work out, being able to take his lifelong vitality, that is huge. Being able to have that Mito2 Max, because not only does it help you have energy, but it also balances out those, like you're not just pumping those adrenals like a crazy person. You're able to get that nourishment from the Mito2 Max that's going to be able to give you the energy that you need without depleting you and making you, you know, all messed up with like a stress syndrome. But yeah, it's definitely managing that stress, and of course reducing our toxic load. You know, he gets exposed to, you know, like things when he goes out, and where before he never noticed that before, like where people use fragrances and a bunch of stinky things in there, you know, that they don't think are stinky but are really horribly stinky, and they try to clean or cover up smells with stuff and spray it all over the place, and it just makes you just, he actually, his eyes start watering, his throat starts hurting. So he has gotten that toxic load piece of it going too, where he's just not doing that anymore. And I think that that just helps you so much in terms of just your overall system calming down and not having stress and not having high blood pressure, not dealing with that nasty toxic load, you know, just gets you to a better place in general.
It really is fundamental, right? It's just the foundation. If you can reduce that, your body is so less, like you said, reactionary. And so you're just better equipped and better able to handle the things that in the past maybe were larger triggers, or you know what I mean? The body was just
plus
process.
All the things you put on, and as a man, they're just as toxic. All the shampoos and body washes and soaps and deodorants and colognes and all of that stuff is just as toxic in men's care products, personal care products, as it is in women's personal care products. You know, it's just coming from a different side, right? Because he used to use a totally different deodorant. He used to use a totally, all of those things were a transition, because you grow up hearing that you've got to, you know, use a super strong deodorant with this name on it that, you know, is familiar to everyone. And, you know, switching him to the balance over like a holiday break, that was when we did it. So because he was like, I feel like I'm just all sweaty and it's gross, you know, but he got his body detoxed out of it and got used to it. And I just think you have to really take a minute and just begin that process, you know, with each system that you're dealing with, you know, because he's not shampooing his hair with yucky stuff. He's not putting a bunch of smelly body wash all over himself. He's not spraying that aerosol junk on himself. He's not using those nasty deodorant sticks that are like, God, they smell awful. Really, they're just too much.
Yeah, that was one thing. Even
and they don't seem like an actual, like, I don't know what that substance is. It doesn't seem real.
Right. I know. Well, when Mandy and I first started dating, he was using, I don't know, something that was supposed to smell like some sort of tree spring in a far off land. I have no idea, deodorant. And I was like, I can't be near you if you wear that. I don't want to smell your deodorant. I don't ever want to smell your deodorant. I don't care what your deodorant is. I shouldn't have to smell it. You know, it's just, it's too strong. Those things. Oh God, I don't know. Anyway, so yes, boy, we went far off of, but it is that same foundational, you know, importance. So great tips there. But okay, so the next one is a good cologne. I meant to ask this when Manny was here, because he has one that he made and it's really, really nice for him. He doesn't wear it as a cologne, but he wears it most every day. Like he doesn't put it on like, I'm going to put on my cologne, you know, but it's an oil blend that he wears almost every day. If you're familiar with the, oh gosh, you guys are going to tell me what it is, but the strengths, what's the company that does the strengths testing? You guys, somebody's going to
Clifton.
Gallup.
Yeah, the Gallup the strengths test, right? Well, what's really cool is if you do that, and we did it, and it was just absolutely awesome, loved it. There is a fantastic book that has oils that complement each of your strengths or weaknesses, or they're not really weaknesses, but you know what I'm saying, right? And he did a blend of all of the oils that were called out for his strengths, and he uses it and he loves it, and it smells so good. He gets the added benefit of, it helps him with his confidence. It helps him with his, really getting out there and putting his strengths to work. So it's kind of a cologne in that it smells really nice, but it really does this whole other thing. Otherwise, he's welcome to use any of the tree oils and I'll be very happy. He could bathe in midnight forest and I'll be like, hubba hubba, yay baby. Not deodorant though. I don't want that. Okay, so anyone else have any blends, or what are you guys using? Or what do you find to be an attractive, if you will, men's or cologne scent? Yeah, Joan.
Is the Amavi still available in the special offers?
Oh, Tammy's shaking her head.
I think it is, right?
Yummy,
I think it is. And that one is really great, right?
Very nice. Yes, that Amavi is so well balanced, and so it's really nice, and it's not overwhelming at all. It doesn't have that weird, what is with men's cologne that it's always so overbearing? It's really interesting, but
Matthew uses the Amavi. Oh,
Yeah.
I don't have my camera on. That's sorry. Matthew uses the Amavi. We got that. When did that hit Father's Day? Like 2 years ago, I think, something like that. And before then, he likes cologne like that. I don't know. I called it a dirty old man cologne. And I have no idea.
no, Romelia's no longer in the car with Matt.
The label, right? I mean, but it smells good sometimes, but when it's too much, it's too much, right? But I tell you, ever since we came across that Amavi, he really likes that, and that's what he uses. So we don't have any of the other stuff anymore.
No more dirty old men living
Thank
in your house.
goodness. I can't tell you what it is. I'm
Old
sure
Spice
it's like
or
either some
something,
kind of,
yeah.
no, not really Old Spice, because no, it's not that. I would remember that. I don't know. It's either a Ralph Lauren or a Calvin Klein blend of some kind. I
Right,
don't know
one of
what
those.
it is.
Polo
But
or
it
whatever.
was one of those, and it was, when you put on a little bit of it, it was okay, because he really does like his cologne. But sometimes it's just too much.
1986 called and they want their cologne back.
Yep. Well, what was that? And because he used to use that, and he couldn't find it anymore. That Dracar or something from
Don't make
the
that anymore.
80s. Yep, that was Matthew's. That was Matthew right there.
Yeah, what was that?
But no,
Dracar or whatever. Yeah.
Yep, that's the one. That's the one. But no, he likes the Amavi. It works great. It's wonderful. I like the smell of it. It's really good. And then just another one has been the Passion. He likes the way that smells, but he'll gravitate more to the Amavi over the Passion. That's TMI, right? He's gonna kill me.
That's what I said. Notice Romelia's no longer in the car next to Matt, or she'd be getting the punches, stop it, from the side. I love it. Oh yeah. Anyone else have anything? I don't know how you top that though. That was really good.
Oh my gosh. We're ready, right? For really good stuff now that we have our Northern Escape. You can just make just about anything, right? With that. That's just like really simple. You could just get a roller bottle and you're done with some Northern Escape.
That is so true. And man, if they do come out with these additional products that were hinted at for the Midnight Forest, whoo, baby. Yes, I will sleep over at my computer waiting to scoop up as much of that as possible, because I want to wear and use that. You know, forget Manny. I'm keeping it. It's just, I think wasn't it like a shaving cream or an aftershave? What was it? Does anyone remember, Joan?
Aftershave and a body wash.
All right. Ooh, the body.
Right? Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I am all over that for sure. And like I said, I do remember that now. I might even start shaving because of that.
Right? I'll use it.
Hey, you know, if that's what it takes. Okay. So, yeah, my beard, right? Okay. So let's see here. We are excited to dig in on some Father's Day gift ideas, right? I know that all of us have a few, or at least a few things up our sleeve as ideas for DIYs or otherwise. Tammy, you've got a shaving cream, speaking of which, recipe that sounds so good with sandalwood and melaleuca. How do you make it? Is it like going to be creamy, or is it like a,
Yes.
you know, like
Yeah. Because you're gonna whip it up, and then you're gonna put it in the refrigerator and to kind of cool it, and then it'll be like frothy, kind of like whipped cream kind of. And not that Pat's used it for a long time, but and it recommends sandalwood and peppermint and melaleuca, but you can put pretty much any essential oil in there that you want to help that you like, you know. So like if you're, you know, all about midnight forest, you know, put midnight forest in there, right?
Yeah.
So
I think the melaleuca is so healing and good for the skin, though. I would imagine that that's just going to be just a perfect one for any shaving anything.
Yeah, and sandalwood is also very, very good for your skin. So
that combination, though. So 5 drops of sandalwood, 5 drops of peppermint, 5 drops of melaleuca, mixed with shea butter, raw coconut oil, and fractionated. So we'll put this recipe. Tammy put it in the chat here, but I'll try to copy it and save it into some notes so I can add it into the description if possible. If not, come to the Facebook group, Raven's Nest Essentials members and friends, and we will post these recipes there so that you guys have them. And then after that, you've got an aftershave serum. Ooh.
Right. So before and after, right?
So what is how Palmarosa oil?
So Palmarosa was one of the ones that we got on a special.
Do I have that?
Yes, you should have it. It's
Susan's laughing at me. Oh, I do have that. Yes.
A little pink one, right? And it actually smells, to me, it kind of smells like roses. You know, it's kind of got, even though it's not a rose oil. And then it talks about rose water. Well, you can do that, or you can just add a drop of your rose touch, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, because that rose will do. And then of course, myrrh and tea tree, once again, frankincense, lavender is all very soothing. But yeah, the Palmarosa, and it comes out in a special every now and then. I think we got this in a BOGO, to be honest with you.
Maybe, yeah, that sounds familiar. So I like this. So you could put together a nice little gift box with the shaving cream and the aftershave serum. You know, what a nice little gift. And by the way, clearly both of these would work for women too. You know what I mean? If you're wherever you're shaving. And so really, really nice. But that frankincense, lavender, tea tree, palmarosa, and myrrh, we just did a whole thing yesterday on trees. You're going to be set with healing skin, and your skin just really feeling fantastic between that frankincense, myrrh, and the tea tree, right? How nice. I love that. And get some cute little bottles. So with this one, would you put it, oh, it's in a pump bottle. Sorry, I hate to do this to people on the podcast that I'm looking at something that you're not seeing, but so you're going to put this in a glass spray bottle or pump bottle. Give it a good shake. Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
And
you can even use an empty fractionated coconut oil bottle with this pump.
Yeah. You know, if you're a person who has sensitive underarms with shaving, right? First off, stop using the crazy shaving creams that are out there. They're so dehydrating and horrible. But even beyond that, if you just have your skin is really sensitive, this sounds wonderful as a little after shaving spray to heal the skin in your underarms, you know, with all these nice, just skin soothing oils in there. I really like that.
And because it softens it too, it helps prevent those ingrown hairs from trying to come in.
Yeah. Ooh,
Those are kind of owie.
yeah, that sounds horrible. All right. So going from people who shave to those who don't, Susan, you've got a beard oil recipe to share with us. Sorry to throw you under the bus there.
No
How
problem.
about your girlfriend?
This one's actually really, really simple. I've seen some that are a little bit more elaborate, and you can get as fancy as you want and, you know, put as much stuff in there as you want. But this one's very simple. So it's 3 oils: rosemary, cedarwood, and sandalwood. And you're going to use 5 drops of each and put that in a 1 ounce dropper bottle. So that would be, you know, like the size of our spray bottle.
Hand sanitizer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you have a 30 mil, you know, some of our oils have come in those bigger 30 mil bottles, like the DDR Prime used to come in that big bottle, like Tammy showing. So it's just a 1 ounce bottle. If you're going to use the little 15 mil bottles, just cut it in half. Do like 3 drops of each, you know, more or less. And then you're just going to top it with coconut oil. Now, I will say when we do beard oils, I have one beard in the house, and my dad has had a beard for a really long time. I have found that it kind of depends on men's skin as far as what kind of carrier oil they like. And for somebody with very sensitive skin, which is my dad, avocado oil worked really well for him for a beard oil. It's very gentle and soothing. You know, I'm like rubbing my chin like like I know what that feels like. I don't, but that's what my dad does. So avocado oil worked really well for him. I have also used jojoba oil or argan oil, not completely argan, but like a little, my bottle comes with a little dropper, like a dropper of argan in whatever, you know, other carrier that you want to use. And you can even add a little shot of vitamin E oil if you want to. And that really helps to nourish the skin, you know, because they want to kind of get it in there and, you know, get down to that skin level.
Yeah, into the where the hair root is, or the
right. Exactly.
Oh, nice. And you can change. I mean, I know Pat does the beard EO, and the varieties of options that you have for scents, or if you have sensitive skin,
right.
or if you have a dandruff or dry skin issue under the beard. Some men have such thick beards that the skin just can't even breathe, you know, so they need something more. Some are a little bit more scant and maybe are looking for something to support that. But
you several recipes out there. So
yeah, there's so many, and it's a great. The thing about it that I think is so nice about a nice homemade beard oil from doTERRA oils, that is different than what you're going to pick up at a drugstore, or even we've even done them from the farmer's market, which I love, but they've gone rancid on us, or the oils themselves aren't that purity level, and man, you'll have a reaction, or worse, it causes the dry, flaky skin underneath because there's those alcohols and perfumes in there, the carriers, or not in the carriers, but that are part of what's in that kind of essential oil that was used, you know what I mean? So that was problematic. But now he's been using some from Pat actually, and he loves them. You know, he really likes them, and it has done wonders. His beard hair is very soft. You know, it's really nice. And he was someone who thought before that he couldn't use beard oils because before he was having a bad reaction to them. So try this if you have a beard or your loved ones have beards. And before this, they thought that, no, not for me. It might be that it's that purity, you know, I mean, think about it. As women, imagine putting, first off, how weird would it be to have a beard, right? But like putting something like that so strong just on your face like that, how sensitive your face skin is and everything. Yeah. Anyway.
Well, and a good beard oil too will actually enhance a man's beard to grow. So, you know, it will get into those follicles and really help it grow and be healthy and not, you know, not dry and break off, you know, because it does. You know, so.
Yeah, it keeps it
nourished.
Yeah. Okay, I have a couple, but this is one of my favorites, is a coffee scrub You guys know I have talked about this 1,000 times, but it's one of my favorites because it is so easy to make. I have like these little, it's like a little black, I honestly couldn't even begin to tell you how many ounces it is, little glass jar with a matching lid. All you do is you want to get some coffee that doesn't have flavoring in it. Okay. So you just want to use like a pure coffee. So like, you know, maybe a French roast is fine, or a dark roast, but not like cinnamon coconut, you know, latte, blah, blah, whatever crap, right? You just want a coffee and you want to grind it really, really fine. All right. Then you're going to add to the coffee grounds themselves some fractionated coconut oil, and then the oils of your choice. So this one, I think specifically the wild orange in here is fantastic, but also cassia would be great. The way to use this, you can use, if it's nice and fine, you can use it as a face scrub, but it's really nice for hands and really nice for feet. Okay. So a little peppermint in here for a foot scrub is fantastic. The thing about it too, it's very, you know, we make all of ours with our Epsom salts and they're wonderful. And, you know, hey, Manny loves them, right? They're great. But there's something about the coffee that kind of brings in that sort of rustic kind of, you know, lumberjack feel. I don't know what that's about. It is amazing. It smells so good. This jar here, I have had since November of 2019. Okay. It is perfect still. You open it, it still has, it's still moist. It has the wonderful, you know, I'm going to try to show you, but there's my little coffee grounds. Sorry if you're on podcast, but it's still fine. You can still smell the wild orange. It's not turning, is my point. It's not growing weird things on it. Nothing like that. We don't keep it in the fridge. It's just in the bathroom. The reason I still have it is because we made several of these for a little gathering party. Well, actually, it was a huge gathering party that we had here at the house for all of our oil friends. And this was one of the things that the guys made and took home. But it's always a big hit. It's always such a big hit. So this one is, I love it. It's super easy. Make as much or as little as you want. You don't even need measurements. Like it's not even required for that. The other one that I think is fantastic is a hand scrub for guys or women who are working on cars or who are getting a lot of grease on their hands and want a good degreaser. With that, it's really simple. We do Epsom salt, some coconut oil, and then we add to it a lot of wild orange and citrus oils. So whatever you've got on hand, right? If you got free wild orange this month, wild orange it up. If you got a lime a few months back, get that lime happening. But it works perfectly, okay? And it doesn't have that nasty, you know, that, I don't even know what it's called, but it's like an orange. My husband loves to work on stuff. And so he's always had under the bathroom sink this orange. It's supposed to smell like orange, but it doesn't. And it's nasty, gritty. Diana, you probably know, right? Brett works on cars a lot.
Or something like that.
What is that stuff? You know, that stuff that they, you know, but it's nice to have something that's natural that they can use to cut the grease off the hands. It works so nicely and it leaves your hands feeling quite lovely. So really easy. That's another fun one to do. Just in a,
like fast orange or something like that.
Yes.
I can't remember what it is.
Yeah, it's like that.
Something like that, like fast orange.
Something fast. Yeah. And it looks like tile scrubber. Like it looks like something that you would use to scrub the mold off your tile.
It's fast orange. Matthew says it's fast orange. They have it at their shop.
There you go. See? Oh, so, and Susan is saying that she thinks that my jar here is like the little 4-ounce guys. By the way, you can get these from little jar suppliers. I love these dark, obviously we reuse them like crazy, but any type of face cream, eye cream, bath stuff, gifts, they're just the perfect little size for things like that. Balms, anything like that. A great little thing to have. And just like in a drawer, and you want to make something, oh yeah, I got that, you know, wonderful to have. So those are my 2 favorites there. So Miss Diana, do you have anything to share for the guys in our lives?
Yeah, I do. I mean, if you're shopping on the doTERRA website, you're going to be able to find some great lip balm. The herbal, the original, those are great for guys. The body wash smells really good. It has Siberian fir and grapefruit in it, and that smells really great. Yeah, so that body wash is really affordable and smells so good. Of course, the Balance deodorant, the Balance soap bar, great gift. We still have the Amavi set, which is a little dop bag, the Amavi soap, which I love. And it's like a black soap. It's amazing. It's like really great for your skin, just so balancing. And then it has the roller of the Amavi. So that's still there in the special offers, as Joan said. And so if you grab that, that's just a great gift. And then of course your Midnight Forest with the diffuser, with the Pilot diffuser, that's still barely hanging in there. So you got to speed up and go get it. And then we also have our Northern Escape, and you could do tons of stuff. But what I was going to tell you was a hair or scalp health or hair growth oil spray that you can do, that I gave to my brother and my dad and Brett and Ian, all the guys in my life at Christmas time. So this is, I think this is a 2-ounce bottle, spray bottle. So you're going to add 10 drops each of peppermint, tea tree, lavender, rosemary, and cedarwood. And all you do is just add water to it, like distilled water or tap water. Shake well before each use, and just go ahead and make sure you spray it, reach the scalp, and just make sure to work it in. And that's going to support the scalp to be as healthy as possible, and to help you regrow some hair, or keep the hair that you do have going and healthy. And so yeah, I think it's it smells really good too, obviously, with all those, and it's all tingly. It's like tingly on your scalp. So I think it's a great gift.
And another little thing that you can throw in there for the men is a thing of peppermint beadlets. I like how you mentioned the lip balm. Give them some peppermint beadlets too, so they can keep it in their pocket, because it's much better than Tic Tacs, Altoids, and all that other stuff. So
yeah, peppermint is one of Manny's favorite things that he constantly yesterday he had a big meeting out in the field, and he's like, he comes running back in the house, where's my peppermint oil? Because he uses it a little drop on his tongue before he goes. He says it keeps him awake, alert. He's hearing everybody. He's able to keep his mind focused in meetings, and keeps the coffee breath away, and all of those things as well. So definitely a great one. So the beadlets, though, so convenient. Like, Pat out there on the golf course could have those beadlets in his pocket, no problem. Really, really easy to use. Okay, so let's see here. Does anyone else have a recipe to share before? I think we're going to move into feet. We're going to do a little foot talk. But any other good recipes from anyone for Father's Day, or any, guy stuff, really? Okay, so let's talk about feet. We like to put this in the men's category because clearly as women, our feet are beautiful and lovely and pink and just gorgeous all the time. But men sometimes get crappy, stinky socks, really icky toe fungus, and their feet need attention. So let's put this in their category, right? So first thing, oh gosh, Tammy, what do you call it? It's always, the name of this I picture like a cartoon with like the little like green fumes coming up off of it, but toxic sock.
Yeah, that's that's what we call, you take the shoes off and it would be like, oh, you have toxic sock, So what I did is and this was like 2013 when I first got started, because that was one of the first things we wanted to address. And I made a roller ball, and I put in 5 drops of cypress, 5 drops of eucalyptus, and 5 drops of melaleuca. And then I topped it off with fractionated coconut oil. And he would was using the balance, but I don't know as regularly as he is now, but he would put that on his feet before he put his socks on. And then, I started washing the socks with the Purify and On Guard. And it was just a matter of 2 weeks. And that was it. No more toxic sock. So you can also put, if you have a cloth, you can put it in shoes, to help absorb the odors. I would probably add Purify to it now, but Purify has the Melaleuca, and you put it in there and it would help absorb those odors. So it's really good, easy roller ball, and good for the feet.
We have done this for teenage feet. Teenagers, oh my gosh, I don't know what the heck happens around 12 or 13. They don't look like they're having any sort of change happening, but their feet are, and you know it immediately. But we do it in a spray bottle and spray the insides of the shoes. Just after, spray the insides of the shoes. When my son went off to college, I was like, okay, I'm an only child, so I have like all these paranoias about like living with other people. So I'm like this other person can't possibly smell your shoes. Like, that's disgusting. They don't want to smell this, right? So I sent him off with like, the spray for his shoes. And I'm like, just whenever you take off your shoes, just give a little spray inside, especially because he was in New York. So they're wearing like snow shoe, those things that just get really sweaty and stinky. And it worked fantastic. So you could do exactly that same recipe, but in a spray bottle. And we didn't do the fractionated coconut oil. Instead, it was water. But it works great. And you're right. It's like, boom, gone. Any issues. So really, really cool. And Diana is saying, dancers' shoes are very stinky too. Any sport, really. Yes. Oh yeah. Dancer shoes. Whew, I don't know what that like pleather, vegan leather is, that it just does not let anything out.
And some of them are even made out of fabric, like toe shoes. Oh Lord. And cute, adorable little people with cute, adorable little feet. And holy moly, you could want to pass out walking through the dance studio. 3 o'clock when everybody's there. Oh my, yeah.
It's not a good smell. It's not a good situation. But another great tip too, for if you have like toenail fungus, right? Something like this. So this really is like, from what I have learned about this, it's more of a systemic issue. It's not necessarily a topical issue. So you're gonna want to be addressing that with a cleanse, using what you can to clean your body, especially, your kidneys and your liver, really tending to those things. But topically as well, Melaleuca, just a little spray or a roller. We go spray route on that, and a little spray bottle. And you have to be consistent. You really have to be very consistent, and you'll see some great results. But again, you're also going to have to address the other side with that, if it is a true like fungus, because those can spread. I mean, that can be really bad situation over time. So Susan, you had a foot soak. Is this more glamorous than all this grossness?
Yeah. Well, dads tend to spend an awful lot of time on their feet. Our dad spends most of his day on his feet. So those poor feet are tired when they get home. So a foot soak, I think, would be a really nice little Father's Day treat. And this one is super easy. It is a half a cup of Epsom salt, a half a cup of baking soda, and then 2 oils, peppermint and lavender. And you're going to do 7 to 10 drops of both. Mix it up in like a bowl or, something like that, and turn it over really well to incorporate the oil, kind of get it all the way through the salts and baking soda and stuff. And then you can put it in a nice little container and pack it up and, dress it up nicely to give to dad. And you're going to want to use a tablespoon of that in a foot bath or in a tub. If I was doing it in a tub, I'd probably, a little bit more. Yeah. And, if it's in a foot bath, like a 30-minute soak in a foot bath is nice for relaxing tired feet.
Yeah. I think we're at a point in time now where you could actually get dad a foot bath for Father's Day, and he'd be pretty darn excited.
Our dad's had a foot bath for a very long time.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. See, There
for
you
a
go.
feet in our house. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't have a foot bath. I've never had a foot bath. I've never even actually had a foot bath, like done a foot bath. So I guess I should do that. I'm falling behind Henry, and that's
Very
problematic.
likely, yeah.
And the other thing that I would, in addition to that foot bath, that would be really good for men's feet, when you get the Relief Wellness Kit, the first one, you get that rubber ball and you can put the deep blue on your feet and then just rub your foot along that ball to help massage it.
That is heavenly. You know what? Tammy, great point. That whole wellness kit is a fantastic Father's Day gift. I mean, I would do the 3 months, honestly, because it just gets better and better with each month. But even if you just did the first month, because you get that ball, you really kind of get yourself set with that first part. What a perfect introduction to like take care of yourself so that you don't have to just feel like crap and be grumpy with whatever pain you're having. But also it's just so it's pampering, but in a way that reads as, therapeutic, if you will, not so much pampering. I don't know the wording, right? So yeah, really, really cool. So Romelia is also suggesting to us definitely making a little grill kit, right? Some seasoning salts. The seasoning salts are so delicious and so easy to make. If you get some Himalayan sea salt, that's what we do. You can buy it in larger quantities at like your natural grocers or in town. You're going to want to just put it in smaller quantities, add whatever oils you want. I mean, one of our favorites is like a summer savory, which there was a summer savory oil, but like this is more like just bring in all of the herbal oils, couple drops of each, add a little citrus in there. I like to add a little bit of dried herb as well because it mentally reads as seasoning. It's actually not doing anything. It's just pretty. And then put them in little jars. They get better and better and better because the oils soak into the salts so well. And it just takes a little sprinkle over some fish or meats or veggies or whatever it is you're having. Think of the pasta and lemon pepper, basil. You could do an Italian. You could do just so many options with that. That is so good. Super duper easy. And then of course, she's also saying, what else did she say? Oh, DIY cleaners for cars. Yeah, well, that we'll have to make a little image for because those are some good recipes. If you don't know, if you are on LRP and you're, actually doing your LRP, you get a magazine called Living Magazine that comes to your house. Oh gosh, is it quarterly? I think it's quarterly. It is the most amazing magazine, chock full of recipes. A few years back, I saved them all. I have every one of them. And if I could find ones that were older than before I joined doTERRA, I would happily take them and keep them as well because of how many they're just a fantastic resource. 1 year before Father's Day, they did a whole thing on auto care. And it is like a 2 to 3 page spread of just recipe after recipe after recipe for all these ways to detail your car, all these ways to deal with, your personal, like the hand wash, all of these different things. So, so cool. And they also have a ton of recipes for grilling and all that sort of stereotypical Father's Day stuff, right? But let's be real, it's awesome and good. And we all benefit. I love it when Manny wants to grill on Father's Day. I'm like, yeah, you should grill. Because that sounds great. Yeah. Less work for me. Right. And he's happy as a clam out there. Okay. So did we miss any good ideas or recipes that we wanted to be able to share with respect to ideas for our guys? I only have one left. And that is if this is someone in your life, if this is your father or a loved one in your life who could really benefit from starting to adopt some natural health care, gift them. We have gift cards for a membership, and you can gift them a free membership so that they can pick what they want and get 25% off for an entire year. So reach out to us if you want to snag one of those. It's a great last minute gift. I can tell you my dad, he's a widower. Is that how you say that? Yeah. widower. And he is alone, living alone. Initially, his first thoughts on doTERRA was that I was insane. We just got back in town. I went over to his house and I was so proud of him. Like every room is just filled with doTERRA everywhere. And it's just so cool to see how much he's adopted this whole lifestyle for everything. I mean, balanced, but still. And he loves his membership and uses it. And so even though, don't think just because, and by the way, it was Breathe that brought him around. So if you want to get that respiratory, you can get a whole respiratory kit, right? Anyway, so consider that. I think that's a fantastic gift. Make them a little bit of a little DIY something, throw in a gift card for a membership. If they choose not to use it, no problem. But if they do, it can really change their lives, right? So really, really cool. All right, well, thank you to everyone for being here. Next week, I think we have a regular format Q&A. We're throwing in some of these themed ones here and there, but we don't want to forget our regular format because we cover so much great material on those. And we've got a few stacking up in the background that I want to be able to address that are specific to this time of year. So we will see you guys next Wednesday, right? And then watch the recordings. We just put up the tree class from yesterday, as well as Miss Diana's incredible skincare class. I hope you guys enjoy those. And yeah, thank you for everyone for helping and being here. And to all the guys, Mr. Pat, Mr. Brett, Mr. Manny, for jumping in and sharing what they love so much about their oils. So, all right.
Happy Father's Day.
Father's Day.
Father's Day.
Bye.
Enjoy, right?
Bye.
Bye. I gotta stop it. Gotta find the button. No, okay. Bye, guys.